Welcome back to Bonafide Noob Jobs. Today is sort of a follow-up video to the last one on how to make your music sound heavier. This tutorial is going to be showing you how to download music onto your iPhone via iTunes. It'll be stored in your Apple Music app. You'll be able to listen without Wi-Fi when the app is closed. It's basically like you have Apple Music, but you're not paying for it. Of course, you can't just search up any artist or song you want. You can only draw from the songs you have downloaded. So if you have a vast and large musical library, you will have to invest time into downloading all the tracks, and even more time if you want your tracks to have the correct artist name, album cover art, and album year. But I say it's well worth it. I do it myself just to demonstrate. So yes, this is a functional iPhone. It's an SE, third generation. So I'm in the Apple Music app. You can see all the albums show up. I'm not actually going to play any audio because I don't want copyright strikes. Let's just hop straight into how to do it. All you're going to need is a computer, whether it's Windows or Mac OS. You will need to download iTunes onto the computer. You will need a cable to connect from your phone to your computer. And you will, of course, need a phone. Okay, so in your web browser, type iTunes download, and this link for Windows works well. It's the Apple support page. You would hit download. You also could just download it through the Microsoft Store. So go ahead and do that. It's a very simple process. You will need to know your Apple ID and your password, so make sure you have that. And once you have it downloaded, you'll open iTunes. Of course, I already have music here, but when you open it, if you don't have music yet, you'll probably be prompted to sign in. And the way you can know if your phone is properly connected, you should see this iPhone symbol up here. You can click it, and yes, that's the proper name, proper specs. I could update my software version right now, but I am not going to. Okay, so once you've downloaded iTunes, now we're going to go into YouTube, and for this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate downloading an entire album. Of course, I'm going to fast forward the tedious, repetitive parts, but this is just to demonstrate probably the exact process you'll be going through with your music of choice. So, going into search, this is the album I want. It's by a jazz artist named Jesus Molina, and it's helpful if you can find a full playlist from the official artist, because you know the audio quality will be good. Typically, you probably want to stay from music videos because sometimes they'll have added sound effects or portions that aren't the music itself. I went ahead and I checked these official videos, and they sound good. Yeah, there is a little bit of silence at the very beginning, but sadly, he doesn't have official audios uploaded for these ones with the videos, or at least they're not easy to find. So we're going to use these ones. And just to prove my point, I typed this first track, Sila. I typed audio, and I couldn't find one. But that's okay. So we are going to copy the link. You could either do it by clicking the three dots here, clicking share, and copying, or you could open the video itself and just Control-C on that bar. Let's go to our good old ytmp3.cc. You should have an ad blocker downloaded on your web browser just as like general life hack thing. If you don't have it downloaded, you might get ads from this website. Nothing crazy, but like, don't click the ads, of course. Control V. convert. This is going to be an album. So for organization's sake, on your desktop, maybe create a folder, name it, and this first track is the same name as the album itself, so that's why I'm calling it that. I don't remember what year this album was released, so I'm gonna look that up. Oops. Album 2024. Okay. So let's rename this just so I know. Actually, we'll hold off. Going back to our YT MP3 page, it's taking a while. It's still downloading. So in the meantime, there are some other things I can do. I like having the official album artwork in my phone from each track. Sometimes when you want to download the album art, you find a good resolution picture, you try to drag it to your desktop, and it looks fine. But then, when you check the properties, you find that it's a web page file, .webp, and you can't use a web page file for album artwork. So there are a few ways around this. My favorite way, okay, that's done. We'll head right back to that. My favorite way is to find a YouTube video with a high resolution photo of the artwork. Hit the screenshot key on your computer. On a lot of Windows laptops, it's called PRTSC. So I hit that, and I'm just going to select, drag, and release. Now I have a high resolution screenshot of the artwork. We will end up using that later. Let's rename it. This is the album name, and then the year. Good. We can put that in their folder now. Okay, now let's go back to YT MP3 and download this track. I'm gonna put on the desktop in the CLOF folder, and we're gonna call it the song name. Good. Okay, let's see. It is indeed right here. That one is the screenshot, right? Okay. I'm gonna confirm later. No, that's not it. That's the web page file. Let's delete that. To access the screenshot, just go into your pictures, and then go to screenshots. There it is. So we'll put that there. And now we will name it the album and the year. Perfect. And you can tell it's an actual either JPG or PNG because it opens like this. Okay. So I'm going to go through the tedious work of downloading all of the tracks from this album. I'm just going to have it on fast forward, and I'm going to time myself so that we know how long this takes. Okay, let's go. Okay, we're finished. That took me 5 minutes, 52 seconds. And that's for an album with 10 tracks. So, doesn't take long at all. Now, we are in our folder containing our tracks. If you want, you could actually take the album artwork out of the tracks folder if you want to just be able to drag and drop all of them easily. I'm not going to right now because I will have its own place. Okay, Let's open up iTunes. And once again, I'm assuming on your end that you don't have anything, like there's nothing in the recently added, nothing in artists, etc. So go into your songs page. You should be able to drag and drop things into this main section. If not, then perhaps you might want to select a track from your desktop or wherever, right-click it, and then open it with iTunes. And then I believe that should create a track list in your library. Let's do the drag and drop option. So I'm selecting all of it. If I want to select a selection but deselect only one, I can hold Control on my keyboard, select that one, and boom. Okay, get in there. All of them are down here at the bottom. I can know because they have nothing filled out for the artist or album categories. So let's select them all. If you want to select multiple individual tracks, hold Control, click whichever ones you want. Or to do a selection, hold Shift, and then click the very bottom of your selection. Good. You can hit these three tabs or the three dots and right click. Why am I stumbling? You can hit those three dots, or you can right click, do get info, edit items. Now we're going to fill in all of our details. So this artist's name is Jesus Molina. The album is called Sila. It is from the year 2024. And for the artwork, we can drag and drop it. Boom. Or you could manually direct it by add artwork. Click OK. Now, you can see that it's over here. That was literally it. Now we just need to sync it over to our phone. Hopefully you've already plugged in your phone and you've already, your device already recognizes it up here. You may end up needing to do trust this computer on your phone. You'll just turn it on and it'll ask you to type your password or maybe like face recognition. So click that phone symbol, click on music, make sure the entire music library is selected, and sync. You'll see up here that it's copying those 10 tracks. Very good. Click done, and you can check on your phone. Mine updated in real time now. I hope you can see this. Actually, you probably can't because I'm in a tiny corner. But believe me, it's downloaded now. I'll play like 2 seconds of something because I don't think that'll get me caught. Okay, you heard that. So it plays. That truly could be the end of my tutorial. If you want to eject it safely, just click on that phone symbol again and hit this eject symbol. I've never had problems just unplugging my phone without hitting eject, but you play it safe if you want. I just want to impart one really helpful tip I've found. So let me pretend I've just downloaded one of these random songs, Separator, and I've input all the details, and now I want to add the artwork, but this button, we're pretending, okay? Pretend there's no artwork there. Pretend this add artwork button is not clickable. Like, it's sort of gray, and you can't click it. What you would have to do to get around that problem is select your track, go to File, go to Convert, and then do Create AAC Version. Once you do that, it'll create an exact copy of the track, but it'll now be AAC. Delete the old one, select Song Info for the new one, and then you will be able to hit the Add Artwork button. That's just a pro tip because I encountered that multiple times, especially when I was downtuning tracks and then putting them into iTunes. And it made me sad because I want consistency of all my songs having the details. But that was all I had to do. I have one last tip I want to drop before ending this tutorial, and it's about the file location. So let's say you did exactly what I did. You created a desktop folder, and then you dragged the songs from that desktop folder into iTunes. But you decide, I don't want to fill up my computer's hard drive with songs, so let me put it on an external hard drive, a flash drive. So I already have a flash drive plugged in, and that happens to be the way I store all my music. This left-hand window right here, this is from my hard drive. It's labeled iPhone music. So what I would do, I would create a folder in here specifically for the artist Jesus Molina, and then I would put the Sila album in there. I actually prefer to keep my album artwork in its entirely own folder so that I'm not mixing audio files with picture files. Okay, so this is more like what my actual setup would be. I have the Sila album cover in album artwork, and then I have the songs in the artist's own folder. I actually don't even keep folders for the albums. I just have all the tracks in there. Wait, 1 second. Okay, so now this is like what my setup would have been. I'm just going to delete this desktop folder because we've already put it into the hard drive. Now we're going to find something. If you go back into iTunes and try to play one of those tracks, you get a little exclamation mark and it says that song cannot be located. This is a practical issue you run into if you have your laptop, but you don't have your hard drive plugged in, but you still want to play one of the songs that you've downloaded onto your hard drive. So you'll want to make sure you have your hard drive. Let's click locate, and then just go to the exact place you've now saved it. There you go. It located it, and now it works. So hopefully I conveyed that clearly. Basically, you can download all of your music directly onto your desktop, put it into iTunes, and it works. But if you later decide to move those files from your desktop to an external hard drive, then you need to make sure you have that hard drive available when you try to open the file in iTunes. It's all about just tracing the file location, essentially. All right, that marks the end of that tutorial, and it has only been 16 minutes for downloading an entire album, all the details, and me talking for kind of a long time. So I hope that's helpful. And coupling this tutorial with the tutorial on how to make your songs heavy, you're about to have a killer playlist. So thank you for watching, and until next time.